In this tutorial, we're going to cover some of the basic setup and configuration for your RP listing system. Let's start by clicking Configuration and going to RP Preferences. Click the drop-down and select Listing Export Partners. Hero PM is not a destination system, but a distribution system. When you put your listings into Hero PM, they're distributed out to hundreds of websites. Some of these websites are free and automatic. Others are paid and optional. Be sure to click the Overview before you activate any of these options. First in the list are a number of free export sites where the site actually posts your listing for free, or where Hero PM has negotiated a free posting for our members. These are enabled by default and are automatic. When you post a listing, they'll be exported out to these sites by default. These sites often have redistribution, where your listings will be exported out to dozens of other websites, all free of charge. There are also some sites that are paid options. If you have an account with these websites and you would like to have your listings automatically exported, be sure to check these options. Read the site overview and site agreement if you have not already done so through the partner site. The rules for placing your listings on the partner site are governed by the partner, so you have to have an account with them and your listing has to meet their criteria. When you're done, click Save Info to set your partner export sites. Next, from RP Preferences, let's choose Listing Web Page Options. These options govern how your page of summary listings displays in your own website through the Listing Integration option. Select the options that you'd like applied. Choose how you want it displayed, whether you want a map on, what your default map zoom level is, how big you want your thumbnail photos, how many listings per page, whether you want your listings to display for a group, which would include your company and your offices. Turn the Notify Me sign up on or off. Determine how many characters of remarks you'd like displayed. Choose any indicator icons that you'd like displayed. Override the default color scheme, font, and font size if you'd like. Then set your configuration. This will immediately change the layout and display of the listings page in your website. These options also affect the display of your listings in your Facebook page if you have integrated listings there, and anywhere else that you have your listings integrated rather than exported. If there's information that you'd like applied to every listing without having to enter it on individual listings, from RP Preferences, choose Listing Defaults, Standard Policies, Standard Programs, and Standard Disclosures. Entering information here adds it to every listing. When you change this information, it changes it on every listing. This is for standard company information that you want applied to each and every listing without having to enter it individually and change it individually on a per listing basis. Once you've entered this information, click Save Info. Next, let's take a look at the form definition for your listings. The form definition controls the listing entry form and the detailed view for each listing. You can determine which fields you want to display in your entry form and in your listing detail. Click Edit and check or uncheck every option. The leftmost checkbox determines what the public sees. The right one determines what you have in your entry form. You can edit this for each individual listing as well. This defines your company-wide templates. You can have up to 10 different definitions. If you'd like one for apartment complexes and one for single-family homes, you can do that. If you'd like another for luxury homes, you can do that as well. Most companies only need one form customized to the company, but you do have the option of adding others. The system starts you out with a standard basic form and an all fields form. You can just use those if you don't want to customize it. You can also edit your report definitions. These control the fields that are displayed anytime that you view a report. Again, the system provides you with a basic and an all fields definition. These may be suitable. You can come back and edit these at any time. So if you're not familiar with reports yet, you may want to skip this for now and come back and edit it after you get into configuring your reports. Now we're ready to add our first listing. Click RP Listings, then Listings, and add a listing. Choose the definition that you want to use for the entry form for this listing. Select the city where the listing is located. It's essential that you select the correct city here, as this determines the zone and map location of your listing. Many export partners will not properly display a listing if you don't choose the right city. Choose the managing or leasing agent that this listing is to be assigned to, and click Add Listing. Here we have our listing entry form. We'll want to enter all the information pertinent to this property. The bold information is required. You cannot add a listing without inputting those fields. The tagline is important. It's the first information that appears in the top of your listing. It's the title for many export partners, and it's also included in the keywords that we optimize for your Google placement. Always enter as much information as you have available on the listing. It'll weed out the tenants that aren't interested and excite the tenants who are. In the Remarks field, put all of the information relevant to this listing. These keywords will also be optimized for your Google placement. We recommend that you have a couple of paragraphs of good remarks. If you need to spell check those remarks, click the spell check option. Select the list options that apply to this home. Check the partner sites that you want these exported to. The placement in default sites occurs automatically. When we're done, click Save Listing. You now have a listing in your chart of listings. Now that we have our listing, we should add some media. Let's start by adding a few photos. Click the Edit Photos button. Choose the file from your computer. Enter a description. Enter a watermark. Select the type of photo, whether you want it visible or hidden. If you want a JPEG logo stamp, select that. You have to have a JPEG logo uploaded as your primary logo. Add another photo. Choose it. Enter a description of this. Similar options. Save and upload photos. This will optimize these photos for web display and upload them to the listing. You can have an unlimited number of photos on your listing. When you're done with this, click Return to Listing. Let's also add a video. To add a video, click Edit Video. Select your video. Select the type of video, whether it's a marketing video that's available to the public or a condition video that's only visible to you. Syndicate to YouTube if you're set up to do that. Enter a video title. Select the applicable options. Enter a description, and then enter the keywords or tags for this video. The title, description, and tags will optimize your listing for video SEO placement. Click to process the video. It will upload, optimize, syndicate, and the video will be attached to your listing. Next, let's set the status. If you want this listing to be active and marketed, choose the active status from the drop-down. This will immediately change the status. We can clear all the statistics if this was previously active, and notify the owner that his listing is online if we'd like to do that. Now that you have an active listing online on your website and ready to be exported to our partners, you can familiarize yourself with all of the other options available in the Listing Master View. There are separate tutorials that provide more information on most of these options. You can also go back to your listings, look at the other ways to view and edit listings, or under RPL Listing, familiarize yourself with communications like showings and responses to inquiries, reports like your available listings report and inventory report, and exports of your listings. At this point, we've covered the basic setup of the RP listing system.